For the first time in his young NBA career, Tyrese Maxey scored 50 points in a win over the Indiana Pacers, putting the league on notice that he is ascending to star status. Since the beginning of NBA history, there have only been 41 players at the age of 23 or younger to score 50 points in a single game. Of that lot, Tyrese Maxey is just the second player to achieve that feat with less than 4 free throws attempted. Jamal Murray was the first to do that in 2021. While Tyrese has shown flashes throughout his career of becoming a very productive player in the NBA, it's hard to believe that Maxey has become so good in such a short amount of time. In what was considered one of the darkest off-seasons in recent memory for the Philadelphia 76ers, amidst the Harden trade request coming off of another second-round exit, Maxey has become the beacon of light, pushing the team to new heights as the Sixers have had an incredible start to their season at 8-1. Tyrese Maxey was drafted by the Sixers in the first round of the 2020 draft with the 21st overall selection. At the time, it was hard to believe that Tyrese fell as far as he did, and in hindsight, this selection has completely changed the trajectory of this team's future. What makes the pick so interesting was that the fate of this draft pick was decided by a random game that didn't matter at the end of a season. In the second to last game of Oklahoma City's season in 2020, Mike Muscala put the Thunder ahead by 1 point with a go-ahead three-pointer with 5 seconds left on the clock, where they would eventually secure their 44th win, locking them in at 5th in the Western Conference. Because of this win, the OKC selection dropped from 20 to 21. The significance here was that the OKC draft pick was top 20 protected, meaning that if it stayed in the top 20 of the first round in the draft, the pick would go to Oklahoma City. Because Mike Muscala hit that game-winning three to give Oklahoma City that win, that draft selection dropped to 21, which means Philly gets a chance to draft Tyrese Maxey. Fast forward to the start of Tyrese's fourth season in the NBA, and I think it's safe to say that everybody in Philadelphia owes Mike Muscala a drink. In 9 games this season, Tyrese is averaging 28.5 points per game, just over 7 assists, and just over 5 rebounds a game, while also averaging a block and a steal on some mind-blowing efficiency. Maxey's potential as a scoring guard coming out of college is why he got selected in the first round. What nobody expected was Tyrese Maxey becoming one of the NBA's most lethal shooters. When you take a look at his progression as a shooter from his freshman year in college to today, it's really remarkable. And these aren't just wide open practice shots either. Tyrese has become an incredible shot maker from all over the floor, and one of his signature shots has become the step back three. One of the best things that James Harden ever did in his short stint in Philadelphia was taking Tyrese under his wing, because as Tyrese himself likes to say, he wants to get 1% better every single day. Say what you will about Harden, but he is one of the greatest scorers to ever play the game of basketball, and the step back three was his go-to. I think there's a good chance that Harden was teaching Maxey a lot of his tricks along the way. This is Maxey's first year as the primary ball handler in the half court, and with that has come a lot of dancing with the other half of his duo in Joel Embiid. Many people believe that he didn't have what it takes to be that guy for the Sixers right away, and it would have been perfectly okay if Tyrese wasn't ready for that. To ask a guy who hasn't been the guy for his team since high school is a big ask. Tyrese Maxey has already nailed the assignment, and the best part is that there's still so much room to grow. One of Tyrese's biggest changes to his game is his willingness to shoot coming off of screens when the opportunity is there. In years past, Tyrese would turn down the shot to attack the rim or to defer to someone else, but now that he has the ability and the confidence in his game, he is a huge threat coming off of screens to knock down threes. It's also really important to remember that the attention that Joel captures when he's on the floor as well, often commanding double teams. Tyrese Maxey has become the perfect complement to Joel on offense, as Tyrese is always ready to punish anyone who doubles Joel. To start off this season, Tyrese Maxey is shooting over 60% from 3 in catch-and-shoot situations. You definitely don't want to leave a guy like him wide open. If the scoring wasn't impressive enough on its own right, Tyrese's newfound ability to be a playmaker as the lead guard has been a revelation for the Sixers this season. When Harden departed, it was thought that the offense would be kind of disastrous, when in reality, This year, Sixers have had the third best offensive rating in the league at 120.7, which in large part is due to Maxey's play. The development of the two-man game between Joel and Tyrese has been a sight to see, as Tyrese has done a great job of finding Joel whenever he's open and in all of his favorite spots. We talked earlier about how Joel can command double teams at any time, but when Tyrese is coming downhill and attacking the rim, he also commands that same attention from the defense, sometimes leaving Joel Embiid, the league's reigning MVP, wide open, which is a death sentence for any opposing team. On the young season, Maxey is averaging over 7 assists a game as a lead guard, and his playmaking has been great for everybody, not just Joel. Tyrese isn't a transformative playmaker like Luka Doncic or Trae Young, but Tyrese has done a really good job of just making the right pass at the right time. He's already had 2 games this season with 10 or more assists with 0 turnovers, which is truly remarkable. The only other 2 players who have done that this year are Chris Paul and Tyrese Halliburton. It's hard to put a ceiling on Tyrese as he just continues to get better and better at every facet of the game. For all we know, one day he could be averaging 10 assists a game as well. When you add all of these things together, you get a kid who is an absolute problem to defend. Before he added the playmaking, Tyrese was already a bucket, but this goes to show that there's no limits to Maxey's scoring capabilities at this point in his career, and every night he's putting on a show. In addition to the step back 3, Tyrese's floater has become one of his go-to weapons this season. In 9 games, Tyrese is shooting a blistering hot 24 for 39 on any floaters attempted. He's also shooting 62.5% from the field on any shots within 8 feet of the rim, which is really impressive for a guy his size. Maxey's array of finishes around the rim makes him a deadly scorer against the little guys and the giants. Tyrese has also had some great moments defensively this season, as he has 9 steals and 9 blocks through his 9 games played. All of a sudden, this kid has found the affinity of getting chased down blocks LeBron style. Like I said before, I don't know if we could put a ceiling on him any longer. He just continues to find ways to get better in ways you could never imagine. Tyrese is well known as a hard worker, so much so that at times, the Sixers had to kick him out of the gym in the summertime for working out too hard. That type of mentality bleeds into the rest of the team. When you see someone working so hard, you want to match it. Tyrese is also known as a kid who's always smiling, who's always having fun, and you can see it on the court when he plays and how it rubs off on his teammates. Over and over, you see his teammates account for how hard he works and his personality being such a positive light for the team. After the Pacers game, a reporter wanted to ask Tyrese about his 50-point performance, and this is what he had to say.
What is it that made everything look so effortless for you tonight, Tyrese?
Man, this had nothing to do with me. This is all Kelly Oubre, man. You know, we praying for him, man. Love my dog, man. I just met him, but I love him. You know what I'm saying? I hope he gets well soon.
Recently, Kelly Oubre was a victim of a hit and run when he was walking home late at night in Philadelphia. He was diagnosed with broken ribs, and all reports indicate that he's going to miss some significant time from basketball, but he is going to be okay. It would have been fine for Tyrese to boast after a legendary performance, but the fact that the first thing he wanted to do was shout out his teammate who was going through it just shows that he's a good dude and a good teammate. With Tyrese Maxey's ascent to stardom, the Sixers look like a dangerous candidate in the Eastern Conference, as some of the other heavyweights have faltered a bit as of late. The Sixers still have a lot left to prove, but damn do they look good to start this season. If you guys enjoyed today's video and want to see more content about the NBA this season, make sure you like the video and please subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything else I post.